Busy day for me, man. I've been up since 5 this morning. And they just calling and calling. Thank you, 60 Game, for all your business needs. Business is doing very well for me. I've been trying to get home. And every time I get home, one of you wonderful people call me, 762-444-2168. I just left home. I thought I was done for the day. So I put in 12 hours today. This is one of my big days. 12-hour day. And I still got you guys calling me tomorrow in Peachtree City tomorrow morning. Another 60 Gang member will be calling. I gotta go pay her a visit on her front load washer. Yeah, so it's been a hell of a day. It turned out well. Could have been better. Had some mishaps, But all in all, your boy had a good day. So here I am in Fayetteville, Georgia. I'm about to head to the shippo. And we're gonna listen to the 5. In a few minutes. Our ride will be an hour 32 minutes long. Should arrive at home at 6:24 p.m. So here we are, Fayetteville, Georgia, Friday, 60 Game. I'm on Ginger Cake Road. I'm gonna make a right on Forest Avenue. I'm heading north. I need to go northeast. East. Man.
And this is the 5. A huge final night at the RNC. Hulk Hogan bringing down the house by revving up Trump-a-maniacs after ripping his shirt off. And Kid Rock serenading the crowd with a pro-Trump twist on his hit song. There's so much more on that, but first, Donald Trump meeting the moment during his big night at the RNC, the former president delivering a heartfelt message of unity just days after dodging a bullet. Trump sounding like a changed man as he recounted his bone-chilling brush with death.
I will tell you exactly what happened, and you'll never hear it from me a second time because it's actually too painful to tell. I said to myself, wow, what was that? It can only be a bullet. And moved my right hand to my ear, brought it down. My hand was covered with blood, just absolutely blood all over the place. I immediately knew it was very serious, that we were under attack. I'm not supposed to be here tonight. Not supposed to be here.
Yes, you are.
Thank you. But I'm not. And I'll tell you, I stand before you in this arena only by the grace of Almighty God.
Former President Trump making sure to honor the rally goers injured in the shooting and embracing the uniform of Corey Comparator, the former firefighter and father who was killed protecting his family.
Tragically, the shooter claimed the life of one of our fellow Americans, Corey Comparator. He lost his life selflessly acting as a human shield to protect them from flying bullets. He went right over the top of them and was hit. What a fine man he was.
And since it was a convention speech, Trump had to take at least one swipe at the current commander-in-chief.
If you took the 10 worst presidents in the history of the United States, think of it, the 10 worst, added them up, they will not have done the damage that Biden has done. only going to use the term once. Biden, I'm not going to use the name anymore, just one time. The damage that he's done to this country is unthinkable.
You know, I want to start with kind of a unity quote when he talked about, and I'll start with you, Pete, the fact that he was a president for all the country, not half of the country, and how that sat, and when you juxtapose it against Joe Biden saying, you know, those horrible MAGA followers.
Well, even his response from Joe Biden included something like the dark address that Donald Trump gave. I mean, when you have that kind of brush with death, which the president did, it gets you in touch pretty quick with your humanity. And I think that phrase, "I'm not supposed to be here," was a very honest one. And the crowd said, "Yes, you are." He again said, "No, I'm not. Only by the grace of God." So you saw that humanity. You saw that unity on display. I think the moment with Corey Comparatore, where he went up to the uniform, and I thought he was going to salute, but he went around and kissed. I mean, it was clearly something that has affected him. He talked about how, no, they say I'm against democracy, but I believe I'm restoring democracy by giving power back to the people, which is, of course, true. And I think he hit a lot of common sense themes, ultimately. Drill, baby, drill had a huge response, and people get that. Don't force me to buy an EV, which I don't want. There's a huge contrast. The tips, I love the story about where he got the idea from, a waitress. And by the way, after the speech, I was talking to our bartender, and he said, that's exactly right. Nobody carries cash anymore. All our tips are taxed. This is going to be huge for him. And it was just, ultimately, I remember the Trump team saying, we want to display strength. Alpha versus beta, masculine versus effeminate, normal versus weirdo. And I think he accomplished that.
You know, the quote, Sandra, that he wasn't supposed to be here tonight, when you talk about how this convention was so different from all the others. I've been to 5, but the idea of divine intervention and the fact that he wasn't supposed to be here and that there's almost a hand of God involved, that really spoke to a lot of the Trump followers.
The heartfelt messages that he put out last night, it had to have touched a lot of people. Talking about that girl dad who lost his life at the rally, I think moved all of us. It's just absolutely heartbreaking covering the funeral today and a community that is grieving with the loss of that man. I think perhaps one of the best things that I've heard after last night's speech is Van Jones' reaction on CNN. You've probably seen this by now, former Obama advisor. He said of the excitement last night as the president was giving that speech and at the RNC in general, felt like Obama 2008, Jessica. Right. There's something happening, he said. He described the spirit and the energy that he felt being there at the Republican National Convention. That's a pretty remarkable thing, you know? And, you know, when you see pictures like this and you see him waving his hat and people were happy to be there, 90 minutes is a pretty long speech, but people hung in there for it. But there is something going on. And maybe this is a new dawn. I don't know. Did he bring over any of those hesitant voters? We'll see. We'll see what happens with the polling after all of this.
You know, Charlie, he did address what a lot of people said that he would, and that is one of the quotes, "The discord and division in our society must be healed. As Americans, we are bound together by..." Do we have a sound for that? Okay, here we go.
The discord and division in our society must be healed. We must heal it quickly. As Americans, we are bound together by a single fate and a shared destiny. We rise together or we fall apart. If Democrats want to unify our country, they should drop these partisan witch hunts, which I have been going through for approximately 8 years. And they should do that without delay and allow an election to proceed that is worthy of our people. We're going to win it anyway.
We rise together or we fall apart. You don't hear that from Joe Biden.
No, you don't. And it's interesting. Usually these conventions are filled with red meat for the audience. But lines like this, and particularly the line about I want to be a president for all Americans, that was one of the biggest applause lines of the night for him, which is really extraordinary because usually it's the more sort of divisive or conservative red meat kind of stuff that really brings people out. I, too, was struck by the Van Jones comment. It kind of sort of shocked me, but I think what's really, really particularly interesting about that is that you think about what happened after, 8 years after Barack Obama surprised the world and got elected. The Americans were sick and tired of him, and they picked Donald Trump. we are now 8 years after Donald Trump rode down the glass escalator and got elected. And what are we doing? We're getting ready to re-elect him. And so I think that Donald Trump deserves more credit than Barack Obama does. And of course, Donald Trump has done it in spite of the media, and whereas Barack Obama did it because of the media. And I think it's an even more extraordinary feat for him to have done that, and then to do all this. And he's right, of course. The most unifying thing Democrats could do would be to stop all this nonsense and to stop the smears and the slimes and the persecutions. And that would go a long way to unifying the country.
You know, the illegality that is being brought into this country.
I'm not a big dum-dum. I know what it's about.
Well, so why is that not? Isn't that not what's happening?
The way that he talked about it was gratuitous.
He
and
said
it was
we
not
want people to come into our country.
It is
they
the
have to come into our
number one
country.
issue.
Sandra,
It is the number one issue.
9,000 extra words. You don't think
so? What? They listened.
No, they didn't. They fell asleep and people were leaving. I was on the floor.
Oh my
How
God!
much would you give if Joe Biden could give a 92-minute speech?
I don't want to hear Joe Biden for 92 minutes, and I don't want to hear Donald Trump for 92 minutes.
So you didn't
no
need
one
to
wanted
listen.
To.
America listened, and America will speak on November 5th.
I can't wait.
Me neither, Jessica. All right, coming up, the liberal media melting down over Donald Trump's unity RNC speech. You just saw it here.
A healthy gut environment.
Some Kid Rock. What are we looking for here? Donald Trump's RNC speech stressing the need for this country to come together. But Joe Biden and the liberal media, well, they're not having any of it. Well, neither is Jessica. The president blasted Donald Trump's speech, calling it, quote, a dark vision for the future that is not who we are as Americans. And the left-wing press, not feeling the unity.
This came in over an hour and a half long. This was a Fidel Castro kind of experience.
It's after midnight on the East Coast. People are asleep. They're tired. It was a long, rambling speech.
I was raised Catholic. I'm a Christian girl, this assassination attempt, and you say something like God was watching me. That is a very unchristian thing to say because it's very narcissistic.
It was a remarkably long acceptance speech, Sheikh, and a remarkably dishonest acceptance speech. He's a narcissist. These are the DSM-5 criteria for narcissistic personality disorder.
It's too bad the bandage was just over his ear. It should have been over his mouth.
Mr. Comparator,
Well, exactly. Comparator, yeah.
Comparator. I was sickened by them using him as a prop, his firefighter jacket.
Donald Trump said he wants prosperity and freedom for every race, religion, color, and creed. But right before the speech, MSNBC's Joy Reid was attacking black MAGA supporters.
It's rooted in returning white Christian men, but also white men and white adjacent men, black men, brown men who are like white adjacent in terms of trying to also be in that dominant position in society. And then you have women who are willing to go along with that, right? There are a certain number of women who are also willing, the trad wife sort of thing.
Judge, we were just commenting here about their fake set. We are indeed in New York City now.
Yes, we are.
For those viewers at home. Judge, any of those, take it away.
Well, when Joy Behar says, I'm tongue-tied with this, I'm Catholic, and when something happens to you and you say God was watching me, it's a very unchristian-like thing to say. I wonder, what Catholic school did you go to? Because I went to St. Peter and Paul's, and then I went to Notre Dame, and I sang in the choir and all that jazz, but yeah, I was alto, as you could tell. But I mean, it's just so disrespectful. And the truth is that to me, the speech was about transcending all of the things. It wasn't about mortality. It was about, to so many Americans, it went beyond that. It was about fate. It was about divine intervention. People felt that it was something more than just, a normal day where the president, fortunately, wasn't killed. And whatever you want to call it, don't call it an insult because you say that God was watching over us. I hope that God watches over us every day. And it transcends left and right.
Amen.
But they're so deep in the left, they can't see the bigger picture.
Christian person.
I hope he's watching over us right now.
It's basic gratitude, and it's and that gratitude is a key part of all of the religions of Abraham, but it's certainly a cornerstone of Christianity. And what you said a minute ago, Pete, I think is exactly right. The reason this was so unifying is because the platform is a very simple platform. It's about the economy, it's about the border, and it's about peace around the world. And the idea is that if you focus on those things, it's for all people. It doesn't matter. And for some reason, you have these whack jobs on MSNBC who want to make everything all about race. And I don't understand that. And I don't understand why we have such low standards for them, that we allow them to talk about race all the time and to be just blatantly racist. And everybody's like, okay, well, that's fine. That's what Joy Reid does. How appalling is that?
Yeah. Do you have your Joy Reid decoder ring, Jessica?
No, I lost it on the flight home from Milwaukee at the crack of dawn this morning.
But really, white adjacent, the bandage over your mouth instead of bandage over your ear. It's one thing to make a critique, which I think you did, and a lot of us took issue with that. It's another thing to just sling this kind of stuff.
Yeah, I think that you have to be very precise and fact-based when you are making a critique of that level, and there are ways to do it, and I aspire to do it.
They're talking about potentially how they would end his 2024 run.
Who is it? Really? If the Biden family goes, so does Joe. The latest shocking report claiming that President Biden's own family is mulling the specifics of a potential 2024 exit. But the White House denies it. It follows another bombshell claim that Biden's exit could happen as soon as this weekend. The number of congressional Democrats calling for him to drop out has grown to now over 30. The president remains sidelined, meanwhile, with COVID in Delaware, doing some soul searching, but also reportedly furious at how the party is forcing his hand. Biden is defiant, releasing a statement saying that he's going to get back on the campaign trail next week. In his campaign, and some top Democrats are echoing.
You have a message.
Joe Biden is more committed than ever to beat Donald Trump. Of course, he's got COVID right now. He's going to be back on the campaign trail next week.
The president's not going anywhere. The president can win.
If we start focusing on his record, start focusing on what he is trying to do, not only is he going to win, I think he has a chance to win very, very in a big way.
I am actually hearing more from colleagues who are doing what I'm doing, which is doing the work to win in November, supporting our ticket, President Biden and Vice President Harris.
All right, Jessica, I'm going to you first because I know you're probably in touch with a lot of Democrats in this moment, and it is a critical moment. So he's hunkered down with COVID still.
Yep.
What are you hearing? And could this happen this weekend, him pull out of the race?
I don't think that it would happen this weekend. I mean, the report that set everyone off was...
Wait, you said not this weekend?
Not this weekend.
But like Monday?
I think that really nobody knows at this point, and his inner circle is even torn about this. And I think the crux of it is that he's rightly pissed that a lot of people are circulating reports with that they want him to drop out without their names attached. And that's really cowardly. So people are...
21 congressional Democrats have gone on the record.
Right. Right. There are over 400 of them. Right. And there are only 3 senators. And we have 50. So it's going to take a lot more than that. And AOC actually did a Instagram Live last night. It was about 50 minutes long. And she was defending Joe Biden staying in the race, but she made some really important points about this. A, his record, and that's good to run on. But B, saying there's no time to be able to do this. There's no indication that somebody else would poll better and be able to defeat Donald Trump. He's the one who has done this before. Democrats have overperformed in the Biden era. And, well, you're laughing, but it's a fact.
I was laughing about something else.
Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to bore you then or distract you.
I was laughing about the fact that the White House is complaining about unnamed sources in the media. Oh
unnamed sources.
Welcome to this media.
No, unnamed sources in his party. He's saying, I've worked with you guys for decades.
Wasn't there Russia collusion for 4 years?
And the entire
this is
Trump
even a bad topic for Democrats, and you guys can't stop.
Finish your thought.
Okay, and one of the main concerns, and this I think is really important, is that it hasn't been made clear by the people who've even publicly called for him to step down that they will coalesce around Kamala Harris. There has to be a plan.
Not
to
AOC.
Do this.
She says she doesn't see any viable alternative.
I understand, but that's what he's concerned. All right, and I think that makes a lot of sense.
Your thoughts?
I feel like we're waiting for white smoke to come up from the Vatican.
From Rehoboth?
From the Pope, from Rehoboth. They should call for some of those materials, white smoke or black smoke. I mean, here's the reality. His best argument is the voters chose him. The Democratic voters chose him. He has a right to be indignant. I thought when he hit the tone of it's the elites and the other people that want to, even though it's not true at all, it's the best tone he can hit. Obviously, I don't agree that his record is worth running on at all. At this point, this is a question of legacy. Does he want to be? I mean, I think that's probably the best angle that Democrats are trying to take with him right now. You're not going to force stubborn Joe out. You're going to say, is your legacy getting blown out? Or is your legacy making a selfless exit? Now, Joe's never done anything selfless in his life, so this will be a first for him. But I don't feel bad for his family at all. I don't feel bad. They started this. They should have done this 5 years ago, and they didn't. That's right. And so now they're stuck, and they're stuck. The country's stuck. We're all stuck right now as citizens of the country. The party's stuck, and they don't have a good alternative.
All right, Charlie?
So, obviously, this is an absolute catastrophe. And I agree with Pete that, if you're going to run an election on democracy, it doesn't make sense to throw out the primary election in which 14 million people participated just because you think that's not the most effective way to win in November. It's kind of crazy. But the final thing is, I think it's really interesting. Democrats are running up to the gargantuan sense of entitlement that Joe Biden has and has had for a long time in Washington. And he honestly he does not care about the party as much as he does about himself and his family.
Judge? It is ironic that, the party that's always talking about democracy is ignoring the primary voters and saying, let's just pick somebody. But I think they did that in 2016 also, if my memory serves me correctly, with James Clyburn. But, what's interesting is Biden, Axios reported 10 hours ago, Biden said that he wants to be one of history's heroes. And yet Senator Coons, who's one of the ones who's out there always speaking on behalf of Biden, quote, Biden is weighing who best to win, while and yet the campaign is insisting that Biden is not stepping down. Look, the Democratic Party is in total disarray. You got flashing lights, you've got intersections locked down, you've got cones down here because they don't know what they're doing. They're in total disarray. Nobody has any idea what they're going to do. Nobody right now. Donald Trump has all the swing states. He's got the momentum. He's going to steamroll into November.
Can I just, 5 seconds left for you, Justin? Do you truly believe at this point Joe Biden will be your party's nominee?
I do today. Listening to Jen O'Malley.
No, are you going to wait for them to say?
Am I going to wait for the man who's actually going to be the nominee to tell me he's not going to be the nominee? Yeah, that's normal.
No, but are you, when you say, look, Obama, Pelosi, and Morning Joe, all of them are literally, and Obama taking him off the stage was foreshadowing him taking him out of the White House. I mean, they already made the decision. Joe has
he does have agency.
I agree with that. I would put it at better.
Yeah.
I agree. Better to
Look at that.
Okay.
Look at that.
Agreement. Oh my goodness, on a Friday.
Unity.
All right, unity. Unity. Coming up, drill, baby, drill, and end the inflation nightmare. Former President Trump laying out some of his boldest policies yet for
Former President Trump didn't just bring unity with his RNC speech. He absolutely crushed it on policy. Take a look at this.
Tonight, I make this pledge to the great people of America I will end the devastating inflation crisis immediately, bring down interest rates, and lower the cost of energy. We will drill, baby, drill. We have to stop the invasion into our country that's killing hundreds of thousands of people a year. I will end every single international crisis that the current administration has created. We want our hostages back, and they better be back before I assume office, or you will be paying a very big price.
So, Judge, gas prices, inflation, border, world peace, I don't think you can get more unifying than those topics.
Trump talked about all of the issues that Americans are concerned about and all of the issues that Biden has failed the Americans on, whether it's energy or inflation or, not even talking about the hostages and talking about Hamas. And how much money do we spend for that floating pier outside of Gaza? $3 million, some crazy number. And the truth is, Trump is right. We are a laughingstock for the rest of the world in terms of how far we've fallen since he was the president. And ironically, Biden is just bringing us all together by recognizing how horrible it is under him. And I'm going to give the rest of my time to Jessica.
There we go. I know.
The unemployment rate.
I believe that you all are in an alternate reality. Yes, we can agree.
I'm right here, someone who has the real stats on this. So unemployment is obviously lower under Joe Biden, especially for minorities. When he talks about
inflation was at 9.7 when he.
Yeah, but actually, if you talk to Moody's about what Trump's policies are going to do to inflation, they're going to spike. Oh, I'm sorry, Moody's. Okay, the TIPS policy as well. No one who earns under $28K is going to get a tax break, and it's actually a giveaway to hedge funders and lawyers who can now classify their extra hours as, quote, tips and get a tax break. He's going to lower the corporate tax rate, which is
Can you give me some time? Because the ultimate tax on American people right now is inflation. It's gas prices up 40+% under this presidency.
But his policies would be worse
up more than 20%. That is the ultimate tax. And former President Trump touted a deregulatory environment, a lower tax environment, a pro-growth approach to the economy that we desperately need right now. He had me at let's address this inflation nightmare. Incomes will skyrocket, inflation will vanish. From an economic perspective, anyone who wants to see this economy grow heard that and thought that will bring success. And I think that's really important.
But
I don't know what the pro-growth strategy is under this administration.
But that's just saying things like, oh, I would love to lower inflation. Tell me how you're going to do it and why.
Deregulation and lower taxes.
Okay, well, that hasn't worked out before. I hear more about trickle down.
You're printing money all over.
We did get a 4-year sample of what those things were like under Trump.
Yeah, it's not like we don't know.
I mean, here's what Trump does so well: he sticks to the basics. Yeah. You want to reduce prices? Drill. Create an opportunity for abundant energy that lowers costs for everything.
Under Joe Biden.
Why does he fight at Joe Biden? Joe Biden has strangled that. He stopped pipelines. He stopped drilling. He's made it's impossible to get.
Why is that not true?
No, it's not.
Why does he keep tapping the emergency reserves?
When it's most expensive.
Yeah, why is it like
anyway,
think about that?
But he's got a knack also for finding new ideas, like the Space Force. It's like Iron Dome. I like tax incentives.
I love that idea of the Iron Dome.
We're going to need it because we live in a world of hypersonic missiles where if we can't defend ourselves, we're in big trouble.
So keep it simple.
You done took a nap.
A nap? I'm passing Dollar General. I was just young.
You still on your way home too?
Yeah, I'm still on my way. Where you at? You done home yet?
I'm on 20 at Panola.
Oh, you behind me? Yeah, I just passed Dollar General. I'm so tired. I'm going to bed. I'm going to bed.
I've been up since 5 too.
Yeah, man. I was thinking about going to do my walk while I wait for you to come home, but I'm tired. I'm tired. I'm getting me a glass of wine and I'm just put my feet up, watch me a program. I'ma just relax.
Me too. Because I took my shoe off and I had to put them back on, so you know how I feel.
No. You coming straight home, or you gonna
Trying to.
you gonna go hang?
Can't get out of
You gonna go hang out with your boy? You gonna go hang out with your boy?
Oh,
I don't know. Things that some wives be saying to their husband. Are you coming straight home, honey? Or are you gonna go hang out with Raj? I don't know.
I'm gonna have to get on Lithonia Industrial Boulevard because this shit is ridiculous.
Oh yeah.
Yep, I think I'm gonna take Lithonia Industrial Boulevard because this is slowing down right now, Panola. Yeah.
And I'm behind a crate truck, like he's you know how they have cows and horses and stuff? Yeah, he's on Pleasant Hill. Be glad you ain't behind this slow motherfucker. I'm trying to find an empty lane I can zoom past him, but I'm nervous. I seen you do that a couple of times, but I'm nervous.
All these chewed up cars out here, people been wrecked. I'm looking at wrecked veterans. Some tow up cars out here, I swear.
Oh, well, I guess I'll just do nothing. Unless you want to go to the concert.
I don't even.
Will be.
I'm trying to get the fuck out of this car. Because if I would have got that nap in, I ain't had my nap. If I would have had that nap in, that'd be talking different now. I ain't had no sleep because they tried to give me another call. I'm like, man, this is it. I can't even see. I can't even see in front of me.
Really?
Yeah. 12 hours is a long time.
Tell me about it. My mama was on the floor that long.
Oh, yeah. I just want to get out of this car. I got to get up in the morning and go to damn Peachtree City, too.
Oh, yeah? Not I.
You got to go you're off tomorrow, right?
I am off, and they're doing a virtual, I think she said.
A virtual reality?
I don't think the girl is going to work tomorrow that we switched the days. Because tomorrow was originally supposed to be my day. But she couldn't work the 13th, and she was like, can I take the 20th and you take my 13th? So that's how I got to work last week. I'm supposed to be working tomorrow. Now Dawn saying something. It's 24 patients. How the hell you not going to have somebody at that front desk? But Dawn Moms is in hospice, so she's not really with us. Like, Dawn is mentally, her body is there, but mentally she's not. She was talking gibberish. She sounded like Biden. I told her, go, leave this place and go be by your mom's side. If these are her last days, you need to be by your mother's side, yo.
Why would you give advice to someone who's stabbing you in the back?
I don't care. This ain't got nothing to do with that.
Yeah, dude.
It's her mother. We all got mothers. Well, all of us, not all of us have our mother.
Helping those who are hurting you.
Ain't nobody hurting me. I would never allow. I wouldn't allow nobody to hurt me.
Stabbing you in the back?
No one. How? With what?
Not allowing you to grow. Starters.
Haters. Just want to keep me there to make sure her job is smooth. I just gotta go.
She's not allowing you to rise to your potential. I wouldn't tell her shit. Let this bitch run into the wall.
Well, this is her mom, though. Okay. And she almost, this is her mom.
You gotta stop being so nice. That's another thing I gotta teach you. Nice people finish last.
Well, I'm not gonna be an asshole.
No, just let her just walk into the wall. It's not your business.
I couldn't do that. She gonna fucking. I'm over there working my desk. And she, oh, LaShawn, can you walk with me here to Starbucks? What? I'm sorry. What? She was like, I need help to bring the orders from Starbucks, because she came around asking everybody what they want from Starbucks. The next thing you know, she asking me to go. I gave her this look like, because I'm not one of those. I asked for the peppermint hot cocoa. I mean, my order was in there too, but I'm not that type of person to run and go do shit. Oh, LaShawn, go to the store. LaShawn, go to the store and get no. Bro. That's one thing my grandma would let you know. That ain't me. I don't run to the fucking store and get shit. So I gave her this look. She was like, "Oh, because it's a lot that I gotta pick up." I was like, I walked with her and we talked. That's how I found out her mom was in hospice. Diego Valencia, papi, I'm a quarterback. It's Valencia.
Keep it simple.
Big
Okay,
dome.
coming up, Trump-a-mania runs wild at the RNC, brother.
Is that Pete?
No.
Welcome back. Trump-a-mania running wild at the RNC, brother. Oh, I didn't say that good enough, but you know what? Hulk Hogan ripping his shirt off and bringing down the house with this wild speech.
And they tried to kill the next president of the United States. Enough was enough. And I said, let Trump-a-mania run wild, brother.
Incredible definition for a man in his 70s. The crowd went crazy for Kid Rock.
Whoa! Jessica, sing along.
Best night of my life. Charlie, how did you?
Shop the biggest discounts with largest selections on Temu. And grab this cargo vest for only $1.
Yeah.
And they were kind of surprised to see Hulk Hogan, but this is at least it's something different. And this is Republicans have been losing for a long time, and so
I got worried right there that
he wasn't going to be able to get
the deal.
Yeah.
Okay, you got it.
So Luke Russert tweeted something that I thought was interesting, where he said, He did. Okay. He said the clips are already out there, and people who didn't tune into this won't hear about, oh, Trump went on, blah, blah, blah. They'll see clips of Hulk Hogan and Kid Rock, and they'll think that this was a party.
It was a party. You had to be there. It was a party. The energy was incredible. The place was electric. Donald Trump came out a hero. I mean, this was the most unified we've ever seen the Republican Party. There wasn't a rhino in sight who dared say anything. And you know what? It was a party. This was classic Donald Trump.
So united.
You got to understand. With Donald
Everybody
Trump,
unites in a party.
But with Donald Trump, he's always been an entertainer. I mean, I've known him for so many years. He always had singers and entertainers wherever he went. They were always there. So this is Donald Trump. And by the way, comparator, whatever the name is, his kissing the Hamlet, people don't know how good he is and how kind he is and how sensitive he is. The whole thing was Donald Trump, start to finish.
I mean, 20 years ago, think about this, we had Mitt Romney on the stage. Or whatever, wasn't that 15, 16 years ago? I mean, this is the exact opposite of the boring, stagnant, country club Republican Party that so many people characterize it as. This is a big tent, to your point. And this is smart, too. All these guys have huge social media feeds. This is going to get clipped and pushed out, and people say, oh, those are Republicans. Kind of interesting. Take a look.
It's like the Republicans are like the party of fun, Jessica.
Well,
Yeah.
The Democrats going to do. What's Joe going to do?
Joe Biden can't say anything short enough for a meme.
That's not true. And I still think people would take Taylor Swift over Kid Rock, but
Not my kind of people.
correct. One more thing is up next.
Long day.